Thank you so much, Tia and Tommy, and thank you for everyone to join this webinar. And I hope I can give you some very great insights. I can promise you tonight, after this webinar, you will look at dental care at a totally different perspective than a veterinarian who only looks, at the symptoms. So we are looking at the microbiology point of view, how arise the dental issues, what's the problem, what's the cause of it, and we look at it at a totally different perspective than a veterinarian. So, and you not only will know so much more about the dental health of our pets, and I know dental care is always, well, it's not so, it doesn't sound exciting, So, but I think I can share with you some very interesting facts today. And we will have a lot of fun. And also I will also point out some solutions for you, what you can do for the dental health of your dog and also cat if you have got those. Yeah. So, and maybe a short introduction. So on what to expect from today. I said we are looking at the microbiology point of view of the dental health. Myself, I'm also teaching the veterinarians, on the microbiology side of the dental issues, the differences of tartar, of the bacteria that are the cause of the dental issues, and what to look after really in the mouth, not by the symptoms, but also by the cause. And I said in Germany, I'm already teaching the veterinarians to look after these causes as well, not just the symptoms. And to myself, I'm a microbiologist, not a veterinarian. That's where it's coming from. I'm specialized on milk proteins and also on the oral health for pets. So we have done over 10 years research of development in the field of milk proteins and the oral health for pets, and that's where my expertise is coming from. So as said, a totally different perspective, because the veterinarians, I see it myself, I'm going to the classes of the veterinarians and everything, and they know a lot about the symptoms, but they don't know about the cause. This is what they don't look into. And I said, from today's session, you will get to know so much more in this point of view than your veterinarian knows today. So, and if we really look at the dental care, it's been, a topic that's overseen for a very, very long time. We always looked at the gut for so many years. So we know a healthy gut means a healthy, person, a healthy pet, but it all starts into the mouth. And now the research and development, they are understanding the importance of the dental health. Now, looking at it, that only 2% of dog owners are really taking care of a daily dental health of the pet shows that the importance of this topic is not known yet. And also, it's not a niche. It addresses actually to all the pet owners, because 80% of the dogs by the age of 3 are suffering from dental diseases. So you see, it's not a niche. It's actually a topic that needs to be in interest of all of us pet owners, and we have to raise the awareness for it and the understanding on how important it is actually. So 75% from the diseases seen by veterinarians are actually caused by dental issues. So if you're interested in the overall health of your pet, then taking care of the dental health is essential. And I think some point we really have to understand is that our dog and our cat can have also toothache, and I'm talking to the veterinarian in Germany. There are already experts that are only, focusing on the dental diseases. but they say pet owners are surprised, that the dog and cat can have toothache. They can have pain, but the issue, they cannot go to the dentist and they cannot tell us. And here it starts to become more difficult, and our responsibility as pet owner to take care of it, So, and you see, it's not a niche, it's something very, very important. And it already starts with simple things what we can do. And this is actually the first is looking for the bad breath, and it's a myth to think that a dog and bad breath are okay and it belongs to the dog, because it's the first sign that plaque bacteria are multiplying. And plaque bacteria are the cause of almost all dental diseases. The only thing they don't cause is maybe when a tooth is broken, but everything else, bad breath, tartar, gum inflammation, and also periodontitis, which is the loss of the tooth, is caused by plaque bacteria. So it's just as simple. And knowing this cause and understanding this cause means also that we can do so much more about it. And the plaque bacteria are very, very tricky. They're so smart, you cannot imagine. They are building, their own ecosystem, on basically also their own social media, So they are talking to themselves, and therefore they can react to every situation, So, and this is showing also how difficult it is. Even antibiotics are having, the plaque bacteria are having a 1,000 times resistance against antibiotics, because they're communicating, they're having their own ecosystem, and it's so hard to work against it. So even the biggest invention the humans ever made against bacteria, which is antibiotics, doesn't work for the plaque bacteria. So 1,000 times of resistance against antibiotic is really, really tremendous. And you can imagine that, it's not also, that we need to take care of the dental health when our dog is older, by the age of 3, by the age of 8, we think, that the tartar is rising. No, by the age of 3, 80% of the dogs are suffering from dental diseases. So it shows also how quickly it goes. And now, to be really honest, how often do we go to the veterinarian? Maybe once a year to make a dental checkup. And how often do we really look into the mouth of the dog or the cat? I think hardly. Yeah. So, and I show you today also how quickly it can go that the plaque bacteria are multiplying. So the first thing I want to make you understand is also the cause are plaque bacteria, and as I said, they are building their own ecosystem and also social media, and they are multiplying quite quickly, and it's called the biofilm. The biofilm, you can also imagine like a corona curve, the corona curve also was rising higher and higher and higher. So this is also with the plaque bacteria. They're multiplying, they're rising in the curve, and that's called the biofilm, which is very, very strong, very resistant. And when the plaque bacteria and the curve is rising, it gets even more difficult to work against it. So how does a good and healthy dog mouth needs to look like? So, and I brought a very good sample of it. So let's see if you can see it. Well, on this side, you can see that a flesh needs to be bright and healthy and more like a bright rosa pink, So, and this is how a healthy flesh needs to look like. Anything like this, that's a little bit, red, it shows already a gum inflammation, and also that the plaque bacteria are rising. So what we are looking now at the as dog owners and cat owners are always the tartar. We think tartar is the cause of everything bad, and we want to remove the tartar. But tartar actually from itself is only calcium carbonate, so it's something unorganic, you know, and this is not something that is problematic, but problematic are the plaque bacteria that cling to the tartar. So also, we always not look at the cause, just the symptom, and because we don't see the plaque bacteria, we think tartar is the worst case and the worst thing after all, you know. But actually, the dangerous thing about tartar is the plaque bacteria that cling to it, and even more difficult and more dangerous are the gum inflammation. You know, this means that plaque bacteria are getting into the pocket, and also this means that the gum is reduced, the gum line, and also the bone of the tooth, and over a long run, the dog can lose the tooth, you know. So you see, it doesn't stop with the tartar, you know, it goes even further and beyond, and it's you know, not the only reason to look after the tartar. So how does tartar actually occur? It's when the plaque bacteria are destroying a peptide in the saliva. So, and this means calcium is released, and with the plaque bacteria, the calcium is mineralizing the plaque, and therefore with the dog it's calcium carbonate that's mineralized. So, and this is how tartar actually occurs, and you know, over time more and more plaque bacteria are clinging to the tartar because it has a rough surface, and this also shows that you know, the bacteria are really the big issues you need to look after. Also, it's not just about the tartar, because a tartar can have different types. It can have tooth color. You don't even see the tartar. That's why in our studies we color it. We know it from our childhood days that when you know, the grown-ups wanted to show us that we are brushing our teeth correctly, we colored it. So, and that's what you do also in the scientific studies. You color the tartar and really even white teeth to really make tartar visible, you know, and this is also important to know. So that means your dog can have bright teeth from the visual point of view, but still can have tartar, you know. Then there's the brown tartar. The brown tartar is the one that consists out of many plaque bacteria. So, and a lot of plaque bacteria layers. And there also is the yellow tartar, which is very highly mineralized. I have some photos of it later. So showing also that there are many differences in tartar. It's different from every dog, and you cannot generalize it. So, and also in our team, once we had a new team member and her dog had bright teeth, but they were loose, meaning that the plaque bacteria have been getting into the pocket and reducing the gum line. So you don't, what I want to address to you is, don't only go for the tartar. It starts with bad breath, and tartar is just one symptom, but the most dangerous thing are the plaque bacteria, and it's about getting the plaque bacteria under control, that they cannot inflame the gum line and cannot cause periodontitis. So, and this goes much quicker than you would think, because you know, it starts with, of course, clean teeth. Then when the plaque bacteria are multiplying, they cause this inflammation to the gum line, and the bacteria are penetrating furthermore into the body pockets, and the gum line is, and the bone of the tooth is more and more reduced, you know, and then the gum line is reduced, the tooth gets loose, and also the dog or cat is losing their tooth, So showing that also the most difficult thing is that, and the worst part is not the tata, it's that the dog or cat are not losing the tooth and it's keeping it. And yeah, I think this is the most important part about it. So I have some good news for you. So, and I think that's also very, very important. I don't want to scare anybody. I just want to clarify about how important the dental health is, and make you understand what's the cost. And the good news about it also is that you can stop bad breath, you can stop tata, and it's always it's reversible, So bad breath can be gone, tata can be gone, gum inflammation can be gone. The only thing that's not reversible is the periodontitis. So this only can be stopped, which is the loss of the tooth. But everything else, inflammation of the gum line, tata, and bad breath, it all can be made reversible. So it's never too early and never too late to take care of the dental health of the pet. So, and I think that's also very important to know. So, and when we look now on how quickly dental diseases arise, it will surprise you. I said we go, once per year to the veterinarian, and how often do we really look into the mouth of the pet? And you now have to think about your daily toothbrushing routine in the morning when you brush your teeth, and 1 hour later you go with the tongue over your teeth. You feel like, okay, oh, it's getting more rough and it's not as smooth anymore. And this shows how quickly plaque is actually occurring. After 12 hours, you have the first layers of plaque. It only can take 48 hours to that tata is occurring, and it only can take 1 week until there is gum inflammation. So this shows how quickly it can be. Now, and I said at the beginning that the plaque bacteria are taking every chance. Of course they want to multiply. They're smart. They are communicating. So, and of course it can be that you have a pet that's healthy, but then suddenly the pet has a cold, or some other disease, and this is what the plaque bacteria is, of course, taking its chance. It's the immune system is reduced, and they can take over now. So it can be that your pet is sick, even just with a cold, and suddenly the pet has dental issues because it can go so quickly. And it also shows that we have to really look into the mouth of the pet on at least a weekly basis, and it shows also that it doesn't take years until tata is occurring. It can take just a few days, so, and also this shows the importance and the quickness of it. So the next important thing is also to know that it doesn't stop with the loss of the teeth. The plaque bacteria can also get into the body, and they can cause diseases to liver, to heart, to kidney. It's also scientifically proven that plaque bacteria are causing diabetes, for example, and other diseases. So it is not just about the, dental health. It is so important to take care of the dental and oral health, because it means you're taking care of the overall health of your pet. Now, when I'm telling you that your pet lives can be extended up to 2 to 4 years, which is tremendously long in pet years, then I think we agree all that we want to, you know, raise awareness for it and take care of the dental health better than before, because it really means that you can expand the life of your pet, and also your pet, the risk of diseases can be reduced tremendously, and that the pet shouldn't have any, you know, pain, any ache. That's also very important. Now, I already said to really be aware that the pet can have toothache is also very important. So, and I said bright, you know, flesh, a gum line is actually showing that everything is okay with your pet's oral health. Now, here you can see some examples of diseases and also examples of, you know, when the pet can have really toothache. On now I need to see if it's the right or left corner, but at the upper corner you see a brown tartar. You can also see that the gum line is reduced. So it's again here that the tartar can be reduced, but you only can stop the reduction of the gum line. But here still, I think you still can do something that the dog can keep the tooth. So as said, it's never too late to really take care of the dental health. And also I see it at veterinarian. You know, when you go to the vet, of course, you only see 80%, you only see 20% of the dental issues actually. So when you go to the veterinarian, it's very important to make an X-ray to really check on you know, what's underneath the gum line, not only what's been seen. So that's why they are also forming more and more veterinarians that are specialized on the dental health. And it's very, very important not only to really get the teeth pulled, but to make on the long run a decision on what to do against the plaque bacteria, and to take care of a total overall health, you know, because it can be a cycle that you have to go to the veterinarian because of dental issues every year, and do anesthesia. And I think also I can tell you and will tell you today how you can stop and break this cycle. So, and for this we come to this later. On the right side you see really diseases of a very inflamed gum line. I think when you tip on it, it's probably going to bleed. And of course, the tartar, I think, is also strong, and you see a slow reduction of gum line. So this is probably, of course, as said, you don't see 80% of the dental issues, but here the inflammation of the gum line needs to be reduced because it's very, very painful. And I think this dog really will have toothache. So at the bottom, we see examples of cats. You also see that the bacteria have been getting into the pockets and causing the reduction of the gum line. And it's the same on the right side, where you really see it's questionable if this tooth really can be whole. So the reduction of the gum line is very strongly. And you can see all the types of tartar except the ones that, you know, has tooth color. You see the brown tartar, and very on the right side you see the yellow tartar, which is very mineralized. This is also the tartar that takes the longest, you know. But important is to understand that it's important that the plaque bacteria are reduced and cannot cause further harms to the gum line and cause periodontitis. I think that's also very important. So, and at the bottom you see also how we color the teeth. and studies to really make tartar visible, because it can just for the tartar, look at the gum. Is it bright and not red? You know, because for my personal opinion is also that when the gum line is inflamed, it's even more important to take care of the dental health than just looking after the tartar, because this means the plaque bacteria are spreading and can get into the pockets of the teeth and really cause the loss of the tooth. So and now it's becoming a little bit tricky, because I said already that only 20% of the dental issues really can be seen. So, and there's the question, okay, what can we do as pet owners to take care of the dental health? Now my pet cannot tell me that the pet has toothache, and you know, how do I really recognize it? So, and there are a few things we really can do, and it's very simple. And the first thing is watch the bad breath. Bad breath does not belong to your pet. It's the first sign that, you know, the plaque bacteria are multiplying, and you need to do something about it. So the second thing is watch if the behavior of your dog has changed. Maybe he doesn't want to eat anymore. He's only eating on one side. The salivation is increased, or he's grasping or doesn't want to be touched by the snoot. Those are all signs that there can be a toothache and that we have to do something about it. So, exactly. So what's the conclusion for this part of the presentation? It's that really 80% of dogs and cats have dental issues, and that it is not a niche. It should be our daily business to really take care of the dental health of our pets. And most important, don't look for the symptoms, understand the cause, which are the plaque bacteria, and that we have to do something about them. So, and one important fact is also that we have to understand that making the right choice of the dental care is very important to ensure a healthy life and a long life for the pet. And that's where the second part of you know, my presentation will look at, because of course you know, reducing the tartar is one thing, but also we have to look at ingredients and side effects. So exactly. So I said the things we can do is check the mouth on a weekly basis, check and watch the behavior. And of course, when you go to the veterinarian, it's best when you are doing an X-ray to ensure everything is okay, as also we humans do. We go to the dental clinic and an X-ray has been done to ensure everything is okay. So that's also very important to understand. So, and then we are coming, you know, to some techniques also veterinarians recommend. And the first one, of course, is the golden standard. It's toothbrushing. If you go to a veterinarian nowadays, they always would recommend to brush the pet's teeth, you know. So, but it has some disadvantages I will show you today. And really looking at the microbiology side of it shows also that it is not very effective. So, and there it starts, you know, we all know it, toothbrushing. I don't know if somebody of our viewers is doing it, but first of all, toothbrushing is only, you know, working against the cause. It's only working against the symptom, sorry, only working against the symptom, which is, you know, a little bit of mechanical tooth cleaning, and it's not really working against the cause. So, which are the plaque bacteria, and it's the same when we are brushing our pets' teeth. you need to see that after 12 hours, the first plaque bacteria are clinging to the teeth again. And this would mean that you have to brush the pet's teeth several times a day to ensure that the plaque bacteria are not clinging to the teeth anymore. So, and it's not doing anything for the inflamed gum line, So I also have customers who are brushing the pet's teeth, and it's nothing wrong about it. You can, of course, do that, but they're still having gum inflammations, and it's not reducing the gum inflammation, because you only work. I tried to show it to you like this, and you already have the first issues to get to the back side, So, and then it starts. You don't get into the inside, So, and that's going to start to be difficult, So this is mean you're not reaching all the parts of the teeth, and then again, most of the plaque bacteria are actually really sitting on the tongue. So, and it's really a lot of plaque bacteria. So the longest dog tongue ever measured was 48 centimeters. 48 centimeters. So full of plaque bacteria, if you really look at it at a microbiologist point of view. So, and you're not, brushing the tongue of our pet, right? So it's actually very ineffectual to brush the pet's teeth, because after, and it's scientifically proven, actually it's just 1 hour when the first plaque bacteria is already starting to cling to the teeth, and plaque exists after 12 hours. So, and I think we all agree that brushing the pet's teeth on several times a day is, very, very difficult and probably not doable. So, and as said, it's only mechanical tooth cleaning. It's not working against the symptom and not working against the cause. It's just working against the symptom, and the cause are the plaque bacteria. So, and the next thing is also that a toothpaste, that you use can have questionable ingredients. So you have, for example, titanium dioxide. Titanium dioxide we know from our sunscreen, we know from solar cells, and it's actually a nanoparticle that has nothing to do in a pet's diet. It's just because we humans buy it and our toothbrush looks white, and we think, oh, fantastic, it's white. That's how toothpaste should look like. But it doesn't just make no sense, and it can have side effects because nanoparticles can get into the organs and really cause diseases. And it's the same with parabens, which are here as conservator, so that it's long lasting. And also the problem with toothpaste is that, we spit our toothpaste. I don't think anybody swallows it. So, but the pet needs to swallow it. Then we enrich it with some flavors, so, and it definitely gets into the body because the dog cannot spit it. So showing that this is also something you should look at. If you brush the pet's teeth, it's totally fine. It's nothing wrong about it. It's just not really the most effective way. But looking at the ingredients you add additionally is very, very important, because what I think is frustrating when I have pet owner that understood the importance of the dental health, and I see that then it's been giving something with ingredients that cause side effects, and you want to extend the life, and you're taking care of the health, and then side effects that are caused by questionable ingredients causing the exact different way, and therefore just not look at the oral health, but also look at the ingredient list as you do already at also your feed, what's inside, to really make sure you don't feed anything that can cause, other problems. So, and there it starts that we are looking at, other products on the market. I think one of my favorites, and I get, even though we are on the market, we were the first ones in Germany to have really a dental product in 2015. And still we are so long on the market, and we are still trying to educate about the dental health. And still there are the myths, on when you feed chewing bones, it's totally fine, or carrots, nothing, it's no problem about it. And I'm taking care as pet owner on the dental health, and I'm feeding just, bones. Yeah, it's also, as the toothbrush, just mechanical tooth cleaning. It's, probably scraping a little bit of plaque away, but it's not really working against the cause. And I have one fact that's just simple to explain. If it would work, and I think everybody of us is feeding, chewing bones, then if it would work, not 80% of the dogs by the age of 3 would suffer from dental diseases. So it shows that it's, only has a slight effect, that it's scraping a little bit away, but it's not working against the cause. It's not doing anything for the gum line, for the gum diseases and inflammation, and not really working against, tartar or bad breath or anything. So, and it's very important also here that you're looking at the ingredients. I think it never came to Europe when I see still a lot of dental products that are based, for example, on rawhide in the United States. It was a very big movement because rawhide was a very big issue, because it has a lot of treatments and glue and been colored, and I see a lot of dental products based on rawhide, so they bleach it so that it's white, and looks nice for our views, the dog doesn't care. So, and it has a lot of ingredients inside that has nothing to do in a dog's diet. So also with your chewing bones, of course, you should look after that it is natural and it's not causing any side effects. So happy to Google, rawhide, and for the United States, it has been a big movement against it. So non-rawhide was then the newest, products that came out just because of that. But I think it never came to Europe. I've never seen any claims non-rawhide or something like this in Germany. And I see a lot of dental products that are based on rawhide, and it's just not good, but you will find a lot of information also online. So, and there is another, trend on the market, which is algae. So I see it, or you can see it here, algae. And it's very, very popular also in Germany, but a lot of people don't look also at the side effects of the product. Algae, especially, the algae they use in the dental, products is Ascophyllum nodosum, and that's, supposed to reduce the tartar over the bloodstream. But the problem on algae is that it's having a lot of iodide content, and there are a lot of experts already, also food experts for pets that do not recommend the product because it's causing side effects, especially on the thyroid, because of the whole of the high iodide content, and you can easily overdose it. So also here a product that can cause problems over the long run. Also, there are products that are based on enzymes like lactoferrin, but the problem also here is that it is causing side effects, and can cause side effects also on the digestive systems, So also the enzymes are, not a product that has no side effects at all. And now my favorite, and I don't know about Finland, but dental sprays are very, very popular here in Germany. And I must say, I would recommend looking at the ingredient list. It's so important. In Germany, we have a lot of products that contain alcohol, and alcohol is not appropriate for a dog's diet. I think as a dog owner, I see it also, when we are, cooking something for the dog on social media. Oh, is this yeast dough? You cannot feed it, and then I'm feeding on a daily basis alcohol that my dog cannot spit, that the dog is swallowing it. So it has nothing to do in a pet's diet. So also here, look at the ingredient list. A very popular spray we have here on the market is also based on polyethylene glycol, which is also a chemical. Of course, we don't have to talk about it. Alcohol is working against the cause. It's probably the only product, but it's not appropriate for a daily basis, a pet to a pet, that's swallow that have no choice. So here again, please look at the ingredients, look at what you are feeding to your pet, even though those are not, the feed, just additional products, but here it is also important because it can have an impact on the overall health of your pet. So, and therefore it must be a solution that has no side effects, also for a lot of pets that already have diseases. There it is also very, very tricky. So important that you have here also a solution. And I think Qchefs will be, I will show that to you in a minute, but I would like to inform you about some more interest facts about the dental health. Also, I think this is also something that's not known by every dog owner. I think almost everyone will have it in, their homes. It's the tennis ball. Don't use it. It's causing harm to the enamel. So because it's really scraping off the dentine off the tooth, and it has nothing to do with dental health, even though it's fun for your dog. If you want to use it, you can put a sock over it, or there are already a lot of alternatives on the market. But the tennis ball can lead, I hope I can to teeth that are totally scraped off. There are just one layer, so it does not look anymore like the teeth as there are usually. It's a totally one layered teeth line, so don't use it. It's there's a reason to it, because dogs have an enamel that's only 1/10 of the one of us humans, so it shows how sensitive it is, and that we should not use anything that's abrasive. Also, there are some scalers that we know from our dentist. Don't use it. Don't make your tartar, don't remove the tartar of your dog with it, because it can harm the enamel. And that's very important. You go to an expert to do it, but don't do it yourself, because only 1/10 is the enamel of the dog and the cat, and it can be harmed so easily. Also, baking soda. I see that a lot of on social media recommend to use baking soda, so to remove the tartar. But here it's again abrasive. You are doing so much harm to the enamel of your dog if you do that. So, and there are other solutions. So, and we want to have a healthy enamel so it can resist, all the environmental aspects, and it, has nothing to do also here in dental cleaning for pets. and it's the same with us humans. Don't use baking soda because it just harms the enamel. You know, you clean your pots and dishes with it. So, and I think that explains how abrasive it can be, you know. So very important, no scalar, no tennis ball, also no baking soda. So, okay, just some very interesting facts also on this, which has, I think, never been really communicated so far. So, and what could be the solution for, you know, taking care of the dental health, except, you know, the tips I've gave you in the middle of the presentation. And of course, it should control the plaque bacteria, the cause of, you know, almost all the dental diseases. It should be all natural. It should be full of nutrition. It should be suitable for allergic and sick pets. So, and there comes Qchefs in. We are the solution. We are scientifically proven. There are several hundreds of studies, independent studies around, that really show the benefits of, you know, the peptides of the milk, you know, to the dental health. It's so therefore scientifically proven. It stops, you know, bad breath, catarrh. It has no side effects. It's 100% natural. We have only 5 ingredients, and it's full of nutrition. And also one important fact, it's fully made in-house. So we are one of the few really producers in Europe that manufacture itself. So there's no outsourcing. We are getting the resources, and we manufacture everything, we package everything. So it's really fully made in Germany and in our own production facility, because it has been a manufacturing process. We have invented it. We put over 10 years research and development into the process. And, you know, it's, you know, not the scientific proof for the peptide complex working against plaque bacteria, you know, so, and bringing the whole oral flora into balance. The challenge is rather more to keep the effectiveness of this peptide, you know, in the manufacturing process, you know, so that and it's not heat resistant and everything, so that not everything breaks down. And that's where we put in so much research and development. We're able to contain this natural antibacterial aspect. And you all know it from our grandmas. The Qchefs wraps are also known to be antibacterial, and basically we have put this into our dental care. So it's actually a very old recipe that's known for hundreds of years, and we use that and yeah, put that into our products. So I show you, I think I moved to this peptide complex for a second first. So as I already said, the very important thing is that we are reducing the plaque bacteria on a natural way. It's naturally antibacterial. We know it from the Qchefs wraps from our grandma. And this peptide complex clings to the plaque bacteria. You see those really big particles, that's the plaque, and the black spots are the peptide complex that clings to the plaque, and therefore the plaque bacteria cannot multiply anymore. I must say it's no effect, you know, from antibiotics, and that makes it also so efficient, because it's a natural process on that the biosynthesis of the plaque bacteria is disrupted, and therefore they cannot multiply. So, and it inhibits their synthesis, and therefore it reduces the plaque, and it comes to a healthy oral flora. And the oral flora comes into balance. It's also remineralizing the teeth. And I think it's very important, since I told you that it's only 1/10 of the enamel we humans have. So remineralizing is also a very big topic. It also puts a coating on the surface of the enamel, and it also inhibits the plaque bacteria to cling to the teeth and form the layers that also lead then to tartar. And the biofilm which we had at the beginning, the curve of bacteria cannot build up again. So therefore they cannot build their ecosystem up, and this means we have a healthy oral flora. So, and of course, it's not just our study we have, it is also independently researched in several hundred studies. And this for many years, it's been already researched since the 1960s, but we have been the ones that were able to really put it into a product and to contain the natural antibacterial aspect. So, and we also have done our own studies. You see here one with the University of Hanover, which has a high reputation in the veterinarian field. And we tested, over 30 dogs on a 4 weeks period. And we wanted to challenge our product. We wanted to say, okay, you only feed one little treat per day, and we want to see the effectiveness. So this is not what I would recommend in the usage when you are having, really dental issues, because more is better, to reach sooner the effect, and to really work against the plaque bacteria. But it showed how effective this little treat can be. And for a small dog, it can be enough, to feed this treat and have a daily dental care. So it's not just about feeding a chew a day that's been taught so for many years. Feeding, 1 to 3 treats per night is enough to reach this dental function. Now, in this study, it was only 1 treat, and you can definitely see how the plaque bacteria are reduced over a 4 weeks of period of time. And here again, in the studies, we colored the teeth to really make the effect visible. So, and you can see also here, it turns from a very blue, color into more, brighter pink color. And we call it also tartar, inflammation. All these things have been reduced significantly. Also, we have, done studies with our veterinarians. And they tested here in this study, on 40 dogs to give it also as pre-treatment before, anesthesia. And that's, I think, also very, very important, because it's not, just also the daily dental care. Sometimes a veterinarian needs to put a dog under anesthesia because, as said, we can only see 20% of the dental issues. Most of it is covered by the gum line. So there can be a reason that the veterinarian needs to put the dog under anesthesia, okay? So, but you still can do something to reduce the risk and to do something for the overall health when the veterinarian has made this decision. Because as we learned, antibiotics don't really work, and it's very important to understand that Qchefs works directly in the mouth, so you see a direct effect of the plaque bacteria being reduced. So, and when you feed us at least 2 weeks prior a dental treatment, then you can see a significantly reduce of the inflammation of the gum line, that the tartar is loosening, and a general overall health of the dental and oral health of the pet. Now, you have to imagine now, as I said, that the plaque bacteria can also get into the body and can cause harms, to organs. The risk is very high when you have a dental treatment, because of course, suddenly you have a lot of bacteria that you are, removing, and they can get during this treatment into the body. So, and therefore it's very important that you're trying to reduce the inflammation prior, and a veterinarian should actually do and recommend it, and actually only do this treatment when the gum inflammation, for example, is been reduced. So the second thing is that the tartar is loosening by giving Qchefs also reduces the anesthesia by 50%. So usually a veterinarian needs about 40 minutes, but you can reduce it to 20 minutes, meaning also that you are reducing the risk for your pet of the anesthesia, So, and those are very important factors. And now the teeth of your pet is clean, and how do you move on? Is really the inflammation gone, when you don't take Qchefs? So, and this is where the issue appears, when you don't feed Qchefs and don't do anything against the inflammation. We learned that tartar can, occur again in 48 hours, and a gum inflammation can be there in 1 week. So, and if you didn't take care of it at all, if you have the dental treatment and the inflammation is not reduced, it's a big topic, because the cycle keeps on moving. You will have a dental treatment every year, or every 6 months, and this cannot be the solution. So you have to take care then, when you have done the dental treatment, also on a daily basis, take care of the dental health of your pet, so that this cycle doesn't keep on moving, So, and this is also what you can reach with Qchefs. So no matter if you remove the tartar by feeding Qchefs, I come to that timeline in a minute, or if you had to go for a dental treatment, then also Qchefs is your choice to feed on a daily basis, and to prevent that tartar is building up, and also the inflammations in the mouth. So in our general timeline is that you should recognize that bad breath is reduced in about 1 to 2 weeks. And that's very important. So this is also the first thing you can recognize if the feeding recommendation works for your dog, or if you have to adapt it. So if there is bad breath, you can really, can get this as hint if everything works fine, and therefore you should see a reduction in bad breath after 1 to 2 weeks. So a reduction in the gum line should happen in 2 weeks, that you see the first results here. And tartar usually takes about 6 weeks when you see the first results. So you have to keep on going at least 6 weeks to see the first results. So it can be, of course, that it takes longer, depending on how mineralized the tartar is. So now we have learned there are different tartars and everything, so it's very, very difficult. But in average, we see the first results in 6 weeks. And if it takes longer, it's also no problem. If the bad breath is gone, or you have seen that the gum inflammation has been reduced, keep on going. I just got a letter from one of our customers, and she tried it for 4 months, and suddenly she looked at she wanted to give up, and said, okay, this is the last time I'm feeding this package and everything. And then she suddenly looked into the mouth, and the tartar suddenly was gone, so totally surprised. So it can take longer, it's natural. So keep give it a chance and keep on going. but look at bad breath or other signs that the plaque bacteria are reduced. And if not, it can be also that we have to raise the doses, because you have to understand that every dog has a different oral flora, and this is where the science really is going to be challenged currently. That the scientists were hoping to find out, one bacteria stems that cause it at all. It's with our humans, we humans, we suffer from calculus, so and that's where we have toothaches, holes in the tooth, but only 7% of the dogs are really suffering from the holes, so because they have a totally different oral flora. And there, it's funny to always read sometimes products that say like, oh, we are working against holes in the tooth. So because it's only 7% of the dogs actually suffering from it. Dogs suffer from, and that we are similar, bad breath, and gum inflammation, periodontitis, but the periodontitis is affected 80% of our dogs. So not just 7. And it's because they have a totally different oral flora. With us humans, it's more in the acid basis, our oral flora is more acid. And with the dogs, it's more pH neutral. So meaning also that there is a completely different complexity of plaque bacteria living in the mouth, because they can not the same ones can survive. And it's only one bacteria stem. It's as mutants in in us humans that causes the holes in the tooth, but it's totally different with dogs. And you can have the same breed, you can feed it exactly the same. The one has tartar and the other one has no dental diseases at all. So, and there it shows also where science is struggling right now, because it is not with us, like with us humans, that we have one bacteria that cause it at all, and therefore every dog is completely different. So sometimes, of course, you have to adapt a little bit our recommendation, and you can write Tia and Tommy or also us, and we are happy to look at it closer. Yeah. So, and as said, the benefits also next to the antibacterial aspect, but also to remineralizing the pet's teeth, is also that we have natural vitamins and minerals inside. So also a vitamin B complex, copper and magnesium, calcium, and therefore we are also strengthening the immune system. So, and I think this is also important, because then the plaque, the body itself can work against the plaque bacteria, and that's also very important. And that's one of the reasons why, when you have a dog that already has a prior disease, tends more to dental diseases than others. So, and that's also very important to strengthen the immune system. And this is what you also can reach with Qchefs. And yeah, so as said, every weakness in the immune system is fun and joy for the black bacteria, because they can multiply. So, and therefore I'm getting now closer into the variations of Qchefs and what's existing here. So we have our bestseller that are the dental flakes, and actually that's the product that also shows that it is not about mechanical tooth cleaning. The product has to spread well into the mouth and therefore reduces the plaque bacteria. And don't underestimate it. It's really like cinnamon, So the dog also has the salvate, it's spreading, and then the peptide complex can spread and work against the plaque bacteria and lead to this oral flora. And it's only 1 to 3 teaspoons depending on the dog size, and you can feed it pure, or you can mix it with some cottage cheese, or what we would recommend is to mix it with bio-coconut oil, because bio-coconut oil also has lauric acid and it supports our antibacterial effectiveness. So our absolute bestseller, because it works really for every dog size, and no matter what chewing habit the dog has. Then we have the sizzles. So as I showed also in the presentation that we worked on the study with treats. So the sizzles are the product to portionize for small dogs. It's actually suitable for every dog size. So even when you have a Chihuahua, for example, you can simply break it, and it's fantastic. So it's also one of our best sellers. And then we have the minis that are also suitable for small dogs. And I also use it. We have a spaniel, so we use it for also training and treats in between, because of the also has low calories. So it's just it's just 5 kcal for a treat. So, and you feed dental care, you feed a lot of vitamins and nutrition, and you have low calories. So it's a treat without regrets. So, and next to this, we are also having this, more puffed treats. Those are for the ones that like to chew. So this is something I also can recommend for the ones that really have something to do. And you will be surprised, your dog is not swallowing those treats. I see it every time, when we are having a fair, an exhibition, how surprised the dog owners are that it's not immediately gone. And therefore it's ensuring also that your dog has it's spreading well in the mouth, and it's not just swallowing it down. And if he does, then the dental flakes are the best product to go for. So because it really works for every dog size, and even the swallower, as I said, we cannot swallow a teaspoon of cinnamon. It's the same with dogs, so it's spreading down the mouth. And also I would recommend the dental flakes when there are dental diseases. I would always start with the dental flakes as dental care. So no matter if there's tartar and gum inflammation, it's just because we have made the best experience with the dental flakes when there are, dental issues. And once it is reduced, you can keep on going with the treats. And as additional supplement, we also have chews. So we have here a puffed version for the chewers, for the sensitive teeth. Now my dog, he's already 15. He doesn't like so hard things anymore. So therefore the puffed ones are the right choice. And for the ones that like to nibble, the hard products like the hard cracker and stone hard like the hard cheese are ideal, but you don't need to feed a chew every day. You can, because it has no side effects, but you don't need to. Going for the snacks or for the dental flakes ensures on a daily basis that the plaque bacteria cannot multiply, and you can add it with the chews as well. So, and the best thing of all is that we have no side effects. We just have the 5 ingredients, and I want to show you now the difference, because we have different colors, meaning we have a slight variation in recipe. It's all made with cottage cheese. The cottage cheese is our main ingredient because it contains this peptide complex that reduces the plaque bacteria. Then we have grapeseed oil and coconut oil, and we include here now buckwheat, but buckwheat is no grain, it's grain-free. don't get misled by the name. And we have rice and we have carrot. So if you have a dog that is allergic against grains or rice, then stay with the with the dark ones. If rice is also okay, you can stick with everything from Qchefs. You just have to choose now the right consistency, and therefore that's also why we are not just vet recommended. We are also veterinarians use us in their treatment, not just as we have seen private treatment, but also when there is a sickness, when you don't want to put your dog under anesthesia anymore, then they are also giving Qchefs. And no matter if it's kidney insufficiency, it's no problem, because one treat has only 1 gram of protein, two has 8 grams of protein. So usually you can neglect it or you extract it from the feeding. Then we have also pancreatitis with the stomach. It's highly digestible. It's produced after light diet recipe. And it contains low fat. So it's very great for also every dog that has problems with the stomach. So leishmaniasis is also no problem. It's all purine-less. So here you don't need to worry at all. Either diabetes, cottage cheese, and buckwheat hardly increase insulin level. And it's the same with epileptic dogs. Also here, veterinarians use us in their treatment because we have no side effects and no artificial ingredients inside. So, and as said, so the snacks are great daily dental care. If you have a chewer or a sensitive teeth or even a swallower, stick with the puffed ones. And from the hard ones, you have the hard cracker. And those are ideal to start off with when you're not sure if the hard ones are okay. You can also put those into the microwave and pop it with some water. So you see, we have always tricks so please talk to us anytime when there are questions. And the hard cheese are stone hard, so I would not recommend them as start off. So rather start with the hard cracker and test it. And the hard cheese are for the ones that really enjoy hard chews, but you don't have to worry because of the salvation. They nibble it down, so that's also very suitable. But if your dog tends to just break it through, then stick with the puff versions. Or as said, the dental flakes are also a great daily dental care. So and suitable really for every dog. So yeah. This is for the standard. So the dental flakes, they can also go to the licking mat. So I have got it here. So any licking mat ensures also that the dental flakes are spreading even better into the mouth. And you can also use it with cottage cheese. Now the summer is coming, you can freeze it. So it's a long-lasting activity for your dog. It's supporting the dental health and also the antibacterial aspect of the dental flakes. So because it's spreading even better into the mouth, and as I said, on the gum, on the tongue, there are the most bacteria. So licking also reduces the plaque bacteria from the licking mouth because it has, this rough surface. So I only can recommend it to use it in combination and to intend the dental care. So and can use it really with fruits and, as said, yogurt, cottage cheese, even vegetables like pickles. So there are several ways on feeding the licking mat, and also it ensures that every dog likes it, so, and we are also sharing a lot of recipes on how to create the licking mat also on our social media. So therefore you can also feel free to have a look. Would be happy to. So the licking mat is really a great way to have the most intense dental care. So taking the dental flake with bio coconut oil and the licking mat is really the most intense way. Next to our totally new product. So we launched it on Saturday, which is the dental charcoal. So, and Tia and Tommy are just, receiving those. So, and they are really a big highlight. And I would like to take the chance to also explain you some more about this very innovative product. So you have to know, Qchefs does not have a lot of products, but once we launch one, it really totally makes sense. And it's the first product on the market that focuses on the main, topics: mouth and a healthy gut. Clean teeth and a healthy gut are very important things. So, and don't worry, it's not just charcoal. It's a combination of our dental flakes, of coconut oil, brewer's yeast. Then we have biochar, and we have rice contained. So, and the benefits of the dental flakes, our bestseller, are that of course the plaque bacteria are reduced, that it comes to an oral healthy oral flora, and also, as I said, when you mix the dental flakes with bio coconut oil, it's already included here, so you don't have to mix it, because we added an extra bio coconut oil to the recipe, so it's even more intense. And the biochar binds the plaque bacteria in the mouth, and therefore helps also to lead to this healthy oral flora, and also the toxins the plaque bacteria are producing are also bind as well. And it also works in the gut. So if you have some, viewers among us where the dog has issues with the gut, then this is a product I highly can recommend. So because also the body itself, due to stress, anxiety, and also food, produces acids, So, and the biochar binds those acids, and it's like a detoxing. And the rice and also the brewer's yeast, they are roughages for the mucosa, so, and supporting the gut, and so therefore they are also food for the beneficial bacteria. So basically there are two ways. The dental charcoal binds back bad bacteria in the mouth, but it's supporting the healthy gut by giving food to the bacteria in the gut, but binding toxins and acids, and therefore it reduces gases, it reduces bloat, and you will see also here a lot of benefits for the health of your dog. And important also is that it has a lot of nutrition inside, also vitamin B's and calcium, magnesium, and also supports the immune system, that the body itself again can be strengthened against the plaque bacteria. And we see that you have basically you buy one product and you get the benefits of two products: a dental care and also a care for the guts. Yeah. And one interesting fact also for the biochar, it's coming directly from our neighbor. So, and it's certified, it has no toxins in it. So, and it's also medical standard. So, and it's a very innovative processing they have invented. So also a very high quality ingredient. So yeah, a lot of information. I'm just thinking, yeah, I forgot something. So Also something I can recommend as a tradition. So we are the bedtime treat before the dog goes to bed. Then usually our customers are feeding the product. So it's a really great way. In a tradition. So also the sniffing rug is something I can recommend with our combination of our product, because you can put in, the treats inside. The dog is sniffing. 7 minutes of sniffing is like going for a walk 1 hour. So it's really efficient. It belongs to the being a dog, and it also produces endorphins. So the dog is relaxed. We use it also when we are shooting, and our dogs are always very, very excited. So, but sniffing belongs to our tradition. So, and you can also make it as bedtime tradition to give Qchefs and sniffing, and the dog is relaxing, or when the dog has anxiety, going to a vet or being introduced to a different person, I can really recommend using a sniffing rug. And sniffing is something to combine our products really ideally. And one note also to the licking mat, it's not just long lasting and keeping your dog busy. It's also training for the brain. It's reducing stress, so you can train also the body itself. So it combines really a lot of benefits, and something I can really highly recommend. So also, when we are coming now to summertime, I have some interesting tips. So, of course, freezing on a licking mat is something I can recommend. It's even longer lasting than anything else. Putting the dental flakes or the dental charcoal on top. So, of course, this one works also fine on the licking mat, and therefore you would have a very intense dental care as well. But you can also put in our chews into the freezer. They keep the cold, and it's a very refreshment for your dog in the summertime. Especially the hard ones are great for it. And if we have someone among us who has a puppy, then here I would definitely go for it, because especially the hard crackers are ideal, and two we recommend for any puppy owner. You can put it in the freezer. It reduces the itchiness, the swollen gum line, and it also supports, the health of your puppy, because it's so full of nutrition and important nutrition your dog needs during this time. So, yes. I don't know if you have any cat owners. Just to show you, we also have a cat product. Here our cat only needs half a teaspoon, and you can also mix the dental flakes here with anything the cat likes. Also for cats, there are differences, but it would bonk, I think, this presentation. So I usually have a different one for cats prepared, but here it's even more. It's also very, very important to take care of the dental health of the cat, which you also can ensure with the Qchefs products. And we have put everything, all of this information. I hope Tia and Tommy can share it. It's our data guide where you can find very interesting facts, some summary of what I presented today, and you can read everything afterwards. So maybe they can, send it after the presentation to you, and you can all look it up. So with all the information you need to know about the dental health. So, and again, I think last time Tia asked me to also tell a little bit about, that you can create recipes and gummy bears with the dental flakes, ice cream for the summer. You can also bake with the dental flakes. You just have to look that you're baking it 100 degrees, so that the active ingredient is not destroyed, but you can really create amazing things with the Qchefs products as well. And therefore we are always sharing new ideas also on our social media. So, and yeah, I think I'm done with the presentation, and I'm happy to answer all your questions you might have for the products right now.